A 90 kilos robot just pick up a mini fridge, not with a crane, not with a forklift, with his arms and torso, the way a person would. Humanoid robot. By now you probably already seen them everywhere, and for many people this is just hype, a bubble ready to explode, but Boston Dynamics have a different opinion. They have a concrete plan to put them in many factories, starting with Hyundai, and they just explained exactly how they want to do it. Here's everything we know for now about the main character of this video, the new Atlas. Most people still think of Atlas as the robot that does backflips on YouTube, and yes, he still got some moves, but the version Boston Dynamics is building right now is something fundamentally different, because it's not a research demo anymore, it's a product, one designed to work in factories, warehouses and construction sites day after day, doing the kind of physical work that's too hard on human bodies or too repetitive. The started goal is for Atlas to be a general purpose tool for physical work, not specialized equipment that does one thing perfectly, but a robot that can be retasked across environments. It's a much harder problem, but what they just showed to us in the last few days is the most concrete evidence yet that they're actually solving it, because at the start of the year we only got 3D renders. So let's talk about the new demos now, because the details matters more than the look. In a newly released technical blog, Boston Dynamics showed Atlas rotating his torso 180 degrees, squatting to pick up a mini fridge, and carrying it across a lab floor while adjusting to shifting weight inside the object. Cool video, a robot taking your beer, very neat. But the part that's easy to miss is how the robot is actually sensing what it's doing. They show it transporting a mini fridge with something inside that's not visible, show that rather than relying mainly on cameras, the robot uses proprioception, internal body awareness to sense weight, balance, grip, and resistance shifting while moving objects. And this is a meaningful step away from camera-dependent, fingertip-only manipulation that dominates most humanoid robots demos right now. The policy driving the behavior has learned to adapt to variations like the location of the fridge, its mass, the amount of grip on the ground, and the width of the fridge. And this strength is impressive too. The robot was trained on loads between 50 and 70 pounds. When engineers loaded the fridge with random objects from around the lab, and even weights, shifting contents, Atlas handled over 100 pounds without issues. Now let's get into the hardware, because the design choices here are very clever. This generation of Atlas uses only two types of actuators for the entire body. Both legs and both arms are identical, the shoulder to shoulder and pelvis to pelvis structures are also identical. That level of symmetry sounds like an aesthetic choice, but it's actually an engineering one, because fewer unique components means cheaper manufacturing at scale, and with many competitors like Figure AI, One-X Technologies, Ubitech that are approaching mass production, being the cheapest and fastest to mass produce is a big advantage. The actuators have infinite rotation achieved by eliminating all cables across joints, removing the key driven of hardware failures in actuators and giving them more versatility. This gives Atlas a range of motion that's very unusual, and it's part of why the robot can rotate its torso the way it does in the demo. Even the feet are symmetrical front and back, because Atlas is equally capable of moving forward and backward, and if something breaks, arms, legs, hands and head are all field replaceable units that can be swapped out within minutes. So now that you know the hardware, let's get to the important part. How does it actually learn to do any of this? Training starts with a reference trajectory, which can be a teleoperated demonstration, an animated movement, or a more abstract goal description. Then the robot is given rewards for completing the task correctly, while external disturbances are introduced, so the policy learns to stay on task even when things go wrong. Atlas then practice the moves, no, not these moves, for thousands or even millions of hours in simulation running in parallel on GPUs. A sort of hybrid training that's been used by many competitors like Nvidia, Agibot, Ubitech, even for the latent experiment where a humanoid robot learned how to play tennis. If you're not up to date, check out this video. And what makes this work the level we're seeing is something they call the domain randomization. To make the policy robust, they don't train the robot in a perfect world. They vary parameters like the weight of the fridge, the friction of the floor, and even the strength of the motor slightly throughout the training. The result is a robot that doesn't need a controlled environment to function, but the noise, the variability, the unpredictability, all of that gets absorbed by the policy instead of breaking it. Also, one of their stated goals is to train and deploy new behaviors in as little as a day. This demo wasn't quite that fast, but it was close, and the fact that they can even talk about a one-day target tells you how mature this pipeline is getting and how in danger some jobs can be, but maybe we'll talk about that in another video. Oh, and literally while I was recording this, Boston Dynamics dropped new footage suggesting Atlas can learn new moves just by watching a video. No hands-on demo, no manual input, just observation, at least partially. How precise that mimic capacity actually is still an open question, but I want to mention it in this video because we already seen something similar with 1X technologies. One more thing's worth noting, the hands you see in the fridge demo aren't the newest one. These are the, let's say, workout grippers they've been using for about a year and a half. Already strong enough to support the robot's own body weight during an handstand, but not as precise as many competitors. So Boston Dynamics has started experimenting with a new dexterous gripper, and more updates on that are coming maybe in the next few weeks. So follow, because maybe I'll do a short about that. But that's the part that makes this moment interesting. The heavy lifting is solved. The next frontier is dexterity, finer manipulation, more complex hands that can handle even the smallest parts, as we can see in the test of Unit 3. Because according to this company, the robot that can move a fridge today needs to be the robot that can assemble it tomorrow. So the question is, how fast does this actually move into real factory environments? And when it does, what job will change first? Let me know what you think down in the comments, and if you want more breakdown like this, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video where we'll analyze another technology that could shape our future for better or worse.